106.5 FM and online. It's the After 5 Guest with Wyn Thomas.
And it's a warm welcome to Radio 2 Coed and to the After 5 Guest slot to Kathy Biggs and her book Scrap. How are you, Kathy? Okay?
I'm fine, thanks, Wyn. Thanks very much for asking me. It's lovely to be here.
Lovely. Thanks for coming down to see me this afternoon. Let's ask you sort of a basic question, really. Where did the story come from?
Well, it came from an unexpected place. I was in a scrapyard in Swansea with my husband, Paul, who's a builder. We were weighing in some scrap. And as I was waiting for it, all to be done, I was sat in the van watching all the machinery and everything. And all of a sudden, the first line of the story came to me. Wow. So that's where it came from. It came actually from a scrapyard. Yeah.
Can you remember the first line? I
can, yes. Would you like me to say it?
Yeah.
The kid was in the back of the car for a week before we found him.
Yeah, I remember that line now, yes, indeed I do, yeah. So all these characters really work together in the scrapyard, yes?
That's right, yeah.
Okay. So family life these days can be a challenge, but they get even more challenges there, have they?
Mackie, who's one of the main characters, has got a big challenge with his family. He's got a bit of a wayward daughter who gets the better of him, who he always gives in to, which doesn't work out well for him, but it works out well for her. So that's Mackie's challenge, if you like, in the book, is to overcome always putting himself second.
And this child you talk about, everyone thinks his name is Mako.
Mackie is the main character, one of the.
And the little boy who's found in the car, is first of all called Mako, but it's not Mako. It's Riley Wheeler.
He's called the kid. They refer to him a lot of the time as the kid, because they don't know his name for a long time. But in fact, his name is Riley Wheeler. Yeah.
And of course, we'll see from the details on the back of the book that he has a skill to draw and predict things.
That's right. When I was thinking of the book, thinking of how to tell the story, because I knew what this kid was coming to do, I just wasn't quite sure how he was going to do it. And I didn't really want to make it too sci-fi or fantasy. So I came down on the side of this kind of clairvoyant gift that he's got.
But they don't always think he's accurate, but he's just describing things which are in the future, isn't he? Very much, sometimes a long time in the future, yes?
Yeah, sometimes he doesn't get the timing right. The gift is he's a very young 14, he's a very small kid, but kind of older than his years, really. And this kind of clairvoyant gift has been quite a recent thing, and he's only getting used to it himself.
Right, okay. So we talk about the main character, Mackie, who has trouble with his daughter, Laura, who goes missing now and again.
That's right.
Often in her own little ways. But he does a wonderful job with them twins, doesn't he? He really does do well with them.
That's right, yeah. He ends up... He always ends up doing the right thing, does Mackie. So that involves, for his daughter Lauren, who's always absconding and leaving her twins with him, it involves looking after the twins. So not only has he brought Lauren up by himself, which wasn't that easy, he's now in a position where he thinks it's just going to go on and on. He's going to end up bringing these twins up as well.
Right. I want to go through some of the characters with you, okay? So you can describe some of the characters. I don't want to give too much of the story away, but if we just describe the characters, it gives us a feel of what they're like.
Yep.
So this guy I mentioned before is Mako. M-A-C-O.
Marco, yeah.
What is he?
Marco is Riley Wheeler's brother.
Right.
And he, if you like, he's the kind of bad character. He's the one who the kid is escaping from.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I won't say any more than that.
Okay. Trev, who works in the scrapyard, he seems to be a bit of a character, isn't he? I don't know if he's all right up here upstairs.
Yeah, Trev. I feel sorry for Trev. I think Trev is kind of like he's got this overpowering mother who keeps him more than straight, and he's never really got out from underneath her influence. So, if you like, that's where Trev's stuck. Mackie and Sharon and Trev, they're all stuck. They all see themselves as being on the scrap heap, which we don't know whether they are or not.
And you spoke about Sharon, because Sharon is in this story a lot. You know, she's quite helpful and useful for Mackie to help. I always thought to think, does Mackie kind of secretly fancy her, do you think?
I don't think he does. A few people have asked me that, and whether they're going to end up together. They're massive friends, you know. They've kind of bonded. They've bonded over work because their boss is such a handful. Mm-hmm. You know, you daren't rattle his cage. So they've bonded over this, you know, the problems at work, but also they've both got past mental health issues,
okay.
which has been an extra bond. So whether something happens in the future, who knows? But they are the best of friends.
And she dreams of being a singer, doesn't she?
Sharon's a singer. She's a kind of larger than life person. You know, she's all heart, motherly, but extremely vulnerable as well. You know, she's got this vulnerable side that she covers up with. She's such a laugh. You know, she's a great laugh, is Sharon. She's kind of the comedy, really, in the book.
Yeah, she is, yeah. Okay, well, you mentioned Tranter. He's the boss.
Yes.
He seems to write a bit of work he does, yeah,
That's
indeed.
right.
Yeah. Who's Eileen?
Eileen is the person who the kid is looking for. Eileen is the kid's stepmother.
Right, yes. Yeah, and you take us all over Swansea and parts of Wales to try and find them, don't you?
Looking for him. Yeah. Looking for her, yeah.
So the book is simply because you were in Swansea and it all sort of clicked with you, yes?
It clicked. It just clicked. Yeah. It was just that scrapyard scene, that first line. And then once I sat down and let myself write it, because I was busy with another book at the time, once I sat down and let myself go, the story just came, the characters just came.
So how much did you know about Swansea before you came to the scrapyard?
I knew Swansea in the mid-90s. I started training to be a homeopath at the Welsh School of Homeopathy, which was in Sketty.
Right. Yes.
So I was coming down for 4 years at weekends and everything, and I've always just had a massive soft spot for the place.
Because you use parts of the marina as well in the book, don't you? So it's quite, for anybody...
The marina, yeah.
People from Swansea really get attached to those places you're mentioning in the book. Yes, indeed, yeah. Yep.
Yes.
Yeah. So the first book was The Luck.
That's right.
So this is a completely different book to that, isn't it?
Totally different.
You were looking for something different, were you, to write?
Totally different. It was. It couldn't have been more different, I don't think. Yeah, it was quite a... Well, it's just the story that came, you know, so I just went with it.
Yeah. So it's your second book.
Yes, it is.
And now you're coming to writing. Is it sort of something you want to always do, and now you're doing it?
Yes, my third book is now finished and has just been sent off. So, yeah, and I'm about to let myself start on the fourth idea.
There's that many stories inside you, yeah?
Yes, yeah. So I'm just going to keep following it, you know. As long as it keeps coming, I'm going to follow it.
And you've got a very good publisher in Hono as well.
Yes, lovely. I'm very grateful to Hono. They've been marvellous.
So what follows today? What have you got lined up?
I've got lined up. Yeah, I've got a couple more events locally up in Mid Wales, and then I've got a literary salon in the university here in Swansea.
Yes, right. Okay.
That's in October, and then Hono had got other things lined up in October. That's with Elaine Elaine, that's right. That's with Elaine.
Yeah, I know Elaine very well.
Yeah. Oh, right. Yeah. Smashing.
And you've got Sean as well in Aberystwyth. Is it Aberystwyth? You with Sean?
Yes.
The author of the title.
Yes, I was up in Aberystwyth a couple of weeks ago, and I'm going to be Aberyron.
So in Aberystwyth.
Aberyron. Yeah. I know there's a few things kind of in the offing.
Right.
To be confirmed.
Well, Sian's a lovely lady. She's actually sat in that seat. So
I think I heard the Sian interview actually when I was doing my homework.
Doing your research on Wyn.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, she was from Larne.
From
Thomas,
lovely.
Thomas's village. Yeah.
I know Larne.
Yeah.
Yes.
She was born and bred in Larne. Yes.
In
fact, I think the book is kind of parts of Larne are in. Not doesn't mention Larne, but the book is tied in.
Yeah.
Well, it's been fantastic. Thank you very much for coming all this way down to see me. It's been very kind of you to come this way.
That's brilliant. More than welcome. It's been
So
lovely.
the book is Scrap by Kathy Biggs. It's published by Hono, and it's available now at all good booksellers and online as well. Yes, indeed. Thanks so much indeed. Thanks for coming.